You cannot hate the UK government enough. Oh no, ladies and gents. You can't hate them enough. You don't pay the TV license because you don't watch live TV and you don't watch anything on the BBC in the UK. Well, UK government, is now considering making you pay for it if you're using streaming services like Netflix or Disney or Amazon. Yeah, you can't hate them enough. Utter. It's just tax. The mind boggles. We're all for growth. We're going to grow the economy by taxing everyone to oblivion. Anyway, hit subscribe if you're new here. Do turn those bell notifications on. And especially hit subscribe if you're a returning viewer that's not yet subscribed. Let's take a look at this. So, this actually dropped on Bloomberg at first, but I'm not getting there. I'm not subscribing to him because, you got to pay for it. So, UK is considering extending the BBC license fee to streaming service users. Now, for those that don't know, in the UK, we have essentially state-funded, well, it's a poll tax, basically. It's taxation. It's a TV service which you have to pay for if you're going to watch it. And you can't really avoid it. It's just kind of one of those things. You can avoid it from multiple ways and blah, 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 blah. One of those ways is just not watching anything on it. And just using, YouTube. Or, Netflix. Or, Disney Plus. Well, now, the UK government is quite literally considering the BBC license fee, the TV license fee, even if you use Netflix or Disney or Amazon or any number of streaming platforms. I would imagine it would even extend to YouTube, amazingly. And that will go to funding the BBC. Rather than analysing why people are not watching the BBC and thus not paying for the license fee, they're just going to keep taxing people. What is going on, you idiots? Anyway, so yeah, this dropped and I couldn't help do a video on it. But yeah, the United Kingdom government, so yeah, Labour, is contemplating a change to the BBC licence fee, which may affect households using only streaming services such as Netflix and Disney, according to a Tuesday report by Bloomberg. This is part of a broader plan to update the funding model for the public service broadcaster. And again, it's doing that because they've lost tens of millions of pounds from people because people have just gone, I don't want to watch this crap. And also, I don't really want to fund the BBC's weird groomer sort of culture that they have. The BBC, for those that don't know, if you're not in the UK, you're not really aware, has a quite high propensity for hiring pedos and groomers and degenerate scum, right? Like, there's quite a lot of people that work there that are a bit, and have been found out and caught and have gone to trial. So people don't really want to pay for that, obviously, or pay for Gary Lineker's insane salary. He's a guy that comments on football, I guess, with his massive jug ears. So people have just switched off. But you can't do that now, apparently. No. Rather than analysing why people don't want to be propagandised or, have to watch something. Well, it's still propaganda, but, watch something where, I don't know, there's just random, like, horrible histories. It's a thing for kids. Everyone's black in it for some unbeknownst reason. People don't want to watch this stuff because it's crap. And it's just pushing an agenda. They don't want to be propagandized. But rather than analysing why people don't want to be propagandized, they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make you pay for it anyway. Like, you can't hate him enough. You genuinely just can't hate him enough. So Prime Minister's Keir Starmer office, the Treasury, and the Department for Culture, Media and Sport are discussing various options, including extending the licence fee to users of streaming applications. Other alternatives being considered include permitting the British Broadcasting Corp to incorporate advertising into their model. Now that is what should happen. Or just make it a streaming service that they pay for. Make it optional. See how many people pay for it. Just do that. Because if it can't stand up, in a capitalist society, then it's not worth its salt. People aren't interested in it. Right? Maybe it'll remove their bloated sort of salaries and fees that they pay themselves. Imposing a distinct tax on streaming services. They're going to actually... Oh my God. The other option that they're going to consider is taxing streaming services to pay for the BBC. Which... So... Let me get this right. They're going to penalise the streaming services that people are opting to use instead of the BBC. To pay for the BBC. You can't make this up. This is a level of retardation I have not seen for some time. So people switch off from the BBC, use the streaming services instead, but they're going to tax the streaming services to fund the BBC. Why don't you just analyse why people aren't watching the BBC and using that anymore? Why can't you, like, just where's the common sense? Where's the common sense? Right? Like... Oh, you can't hate him enough. Just explode. This is ridiculous. These discussions... Oh, FYI, Culture Secretary rules out funding BBC from taxes. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it? Lisa Nandy, absolute cretin. Oh, no. We're not going to tax people. No, we're going to tax streaming services. We're going to tax the things that people are migrating to because they provide a better service for the money. We're going to tax them instead. Can't make this up. You actually can't make this up. And now, this all comes at a time... This all comes at a time when Sky News is leaving linear TV. Here you go. Sky News considers move to premium to face off linear decline. So this all comes at a time where they're even like everything is just falling apart, and they're like, no, we're going to tax everyone. We will fund the BBC. Like, what? Oh, this is mental. Absolutely mental. In a speech to staff, David Rhodes, executive chairman, Sky News Group, said the broadcaster would reshape its digital focus service over the next 5 years to attract new audiences willing to pay for news. Well, maybe if you did stop propagandizing people and posted utter shit, people would watch it. Rhodes went on to tell staff that with revenue streams from advertising and sponsorship largely stagnant, because no one's watching you. You get the audience, you get the money, because you get the advertisers. New income streams were required, and paid products such as podcasts, live events, and subscription-based services then would hold some content back for those willing to pay. Mate, no one's going to pay for this shit. Literally, no one's going to pay for it. No one's going to pay for it. But the UK government's going to force you to fund the BBC that everyone hates. Well done. Can't hate them enough.